1953, these two organizations.
아유, 안녕하십니까.
안녕하세요.
이번에 어린애들 무용단을 데리고 미국을 다녀오신 모양인데
네.
몇 가지 좀 물어봐도 좋겠죠?
네.
어떻습니까? 이번에 어린애들을 데리고 간 그 제목이 어떤 제목을 가지고 갔습니까?
제목은 강강수월래 농악, 북춤, 장거춤 등이에요.
아, 저 어린애들은 대개 몇 명으로 구성되어 있습니까?
여자 어린아이 25명 하고요.
아이고, 예.
남자아이 1명, 도합 26명.
아주 대식구입니다.
네.
대개 미국의 어느 주, 어느 도시를 다니면서 공연하셨습니까?
대개 25주를 거쳐서
아이고.
62여 개의 도시를 갔었어요.
아유, 대단하군요.
네.
되게 미국 전역이라고 볼 수 있군요.
네.
그리고 가장 감명 깊었고 관객이 가장 많았던 잊지 못할 공연이라고 할까요? 그런 데는 되게 어디였었습니까?
유명한 워싱턴 DC의 컨스티튜션 홀이고요. 또 텍사스주의 휴스턴의 존스 홀이라는
아, 예.
굉장히 큰 도시예요.
아, 예. 되게 관객은 제일 많이 든 게 어디가 제일 많이 들었습니까? 몇 명이나 들었습니까?
오하이오에 가 있었을 때 3,800명 들은 일이 있고요.
예.
워싱턴 DC 홀도 3,300명 들어왔어요.
아, 뭐 대단한 흥행이었군요.
네.
어린애들 데려다니면서 고생도 많이 하셨겠습니다.
네.
가장 또 재미있었고 흥분됐던 일은 또 뭡니까?
아이들도 그랬고 저도 그랬고요. 로스앤젤레스의 디즈니랜드.
예, 예.
또 한 가지 생각나는 거는
저 고기,
네.
고기 노는 데 가보셨습니까?
네, 고기 말 알아듣는 고기,
예, 예.
훈련된 고기.
예.
한 가지 선생님 보고 생각이 나는 거는 할리우드에 갔을
예.
때요. 저 존 웨인을 만나서 사진도 찍었어요.
아이, 그건 참 정말 잊지 못할 일이겠습니다. 저 미국에서는 그 크리스마스가 대단히 굉장하지 않습니까?
네.
그 크리스마스 때는 어디 계셨으면 뭘 하셨습니까?
워싱턴 DC에서요.
아, 예.
월터 리드라고 아주 유명한 병원인데요.
네네.
베트남 전쟁에 갔다 온 상위 용사들을 위문 공연했어요.
아,
아주 눈물을 흘리면서 좋아해요.
Well, that was cool. Um, hold on. Let me mute this. Mute this thing. Mute this site. All right, there we go. Hi, I'm Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where we watch old 16mm films, and that was from the National Archives. And purportedly it was in Korean, but I don't know. Unfortunately, I didn't learn Korean, so I have no idea. But we watch old 16mm films, and we have so many to watch and to show you. So I'm excited with today's show. So we're going to start off with some problems with conservation of wildlife. Enjoy.
People more than political boundaries or political ideology. People more than profit. It will be built.
Man is the only animal that is aware of being an endangered species. None of the others sense that unfortunate changes in environment make them all candidates for extinction. Ever since life on Earth began, animal species have evolved and disappeared because of climatic and geological changes, disease, and competition with other species. But this kind of extinction was a slow, natural process. Then came man. For thousands of years, he was a predator who took only what was needed for survival. But as the effectiveness of his weapons and tools increased, man began to dominate the biosphere. Natural resources were used or destroyed as though they were inexhaustible. Wherever man's population increased, there was a corresponding decrease in wildlife population. The list of species in danger of extinction grows every year. As man changes the earth to meet his own needs, survival becomes more difficult for wildlife. Many of our most valuable fish and waterfowl resources are found in marshlands and estuaries along our coasts. Destroy estuaries, and you destroy vast spawning, nesting, and food-producing areas. Yet developers are filling these wetlands for homes at an alarming rate. Is this using our resources wisely? What can we do to enable wildlife to survive under the conditions we impose on them? For the passenger pigeon, it is too late. But the small herds of buffalo we see today are evidence that wildlife can be saved if man so desires. 40 years ago, there was scarcely an egret left in North America because of the plumage hunters. Only in recent years, through passage of laws prohibiting the millinery traffic in birds, have snowy and American egrets begun to regain their numbers. The majestic whooping crane is one of nature's triumphs, and perhaps our greatest conservation story. In 1941, only 15 were left. Today, in wildlife refuges where it is protected from the guns and traps of man, the whooping crane population has now reached 57. Not many, but the species still survives as a direct result of man's conservation effort. Today, numerous reservations and game refuges are found on the North American continent. These areas are managed by federal, state, and local government, as well as private organizations and individuals. Parks at the national, state, and local level also offer food and protection to species living inside their boundaries. Within refuge areas, a close watch is kept on animal species such as these sandhill cranes. If there should be changes in this population, or any other within the area, factors which may be causing these changes can then be identified. In the Keys of southern Florida, the tiny, elusive key deer were found to be facing extinction from overhunting, land development, hurricanes, and fires. Now protected through contributions of land and money, its numbers have increased from 35 to 400. But wildlife conservation is more than protection of a few endangered species. It entails management of the whole environment or ecosystem. For instance, about 20 years ago in one area, a ban on hunting was thought to be the simplest way to ensure preservation of a diminishing deer population. With no predation by man and little by other animals, the deer population soon outstripped its food supply. Deaths were numbered in the thousands. A ban on hunting is not necessarily the answer to conservation of a species. Sometimes when animal numbers increase too rapidly, controlled hunting is an effective way to reduce a population. Through refuge development and good management, there have been increasing numbers of a few waterfowl species, such as the Canada goose. A balanced network of refuges furnish food and rest for the migrating geese and provide places for inventories and study of distribution patterns. This information is used to set hunting seasons and bag limits, which tend to keep the population in control. Legislation has also been enacted to provide a special license for hunters. The fees are used to establish more bird refuges. International treaties with Canada and Mexico offer further protection to waterfowl in nesting and wintering grounds. Occasionally, an imbalance in native populations may occur through introduction of an alien species. In the 30s, the sea lamprey gained access to the Great Lakes when the Welland Ship Canal was enlarged and deepened. Within a few decades, the lamprey became a menace, nearly destroying lake trout populations. After 20 years of federal-state partnership, chemical and electrical means have been found that are 80% efficient in eliminating the lamprey. To restore fish resources in waters ruined by the lamprey eel, hatcheries are stocking millions of coho and chinook salmon in streams leading into the lakes. These Alaskan strain salmon were first planted in Michigan rivers a few years ago. The present spectacular fishing is evidence of the growing success of this experiment. It further shows the wisdom of managing fisheries resources as well as game resources. Biologists are now concerned with another fish species, which threatens the ecological balance of Florida's ponds and rivers, as the lamprey did in the lakes. Imported from Southeast Asia for aquarium use, the walking catfish escaped into the state's waters, where where it eats the food that has sustained other fish. Its ability to breathe out of water and move about on land have thwarted efforts at extermination. All our efforts to conserve wildlife raise the question, why? What is so important about wildlife species that we should spend time and money to save them? We all live in one world, a community, in which man and animals and plants interact, affecting one another. Whenever a single species is lost, it means something in the environment has changed, many times for the worse. We have made real progress in restoring and maintaining wildlife resources, but there will continue to be problems. In the case of this airport, we have had to weigh advantages of change against effects detrimental to the environment. What effect would millions of passenger pigeons and buffalo have had on wheat and corn farming in North America? Conserving wildlife is also important because it affords inspiration and recreation for man and a fuller, more diverse world in which to live. To this end, facilities are constantly being developed in refuge areas so that more people can enjoy these benefits. As civilization continues to encroach upon more and more of the land, managed refuge systems all over the world may afford to untamed creatures their only protection from the predatory economics of our world. Their survival may mean our survival too.
It's kind of a interesting little musical interlude at the end. Time for us to reflect. This next film is a sharp departure. You know, this previous film was filled with beautiful nature photography and thoughtful narration. This one, I don't know. So you take the concept of trying to teach punctuation. Oh boy, punctuation. You try to take that concept of punctuation, and you're like, you know what? This is boring. Let's jazz it up. And yeah, thanks Centron for giving it a shot. This is stop that period. Period. That stop.
Are you scared? You're not scared? Well, I didn't try very hard. You think you're brave, do you? Let's see how brave you really are. I'm going to take you into a world that scares some people to pieces. Here it is, the world of punctuation. Oh, punctuation scares you, right? You're always getting those papers back with red marks on them where you left out question marks or put commas in the wrong places. Maybe you say to yourself, I just don't understand that punctuation stuff. And that's what most of us are afraid of. Things we don't understand. You gotta be tough with these punctuation marks. Gotta learn how to handle them. Get back there. Come on. Get into your right places. You see? You see how they obey when you show them who's boss? You think you're brave enough to handle some of these marks? Well, then watch and listen closely. And I'll show you how to handle punctuation fearlessly.
Not me.
What do you mean, not you?
Well, I can't punctuate. I can't even recognize a simple sentence.
I'll bet you can.
Well, I'll bet I can't. I'll bet you a sneeze I can.
That's a bet. If you can't learn the two parts of a sentence well enough to get into the period room, I'll owe you a sneeze.
Well, all right. And if I do get in, I'll owe you a big one. Where are we?
Through that door is the period room.
How do you get into it?
Well, inside they have a two-part code machine. The two parts are identification and information.
I still don't know how to get into it.
Well, you have to know the two-part code. Watch how the others do it.
Identify, please.
Amy Smith
Information,
would like to get into the room.
period. You may enter.
Did you catch on to the code?
No.
Well, there are two parts to it. The first part is identification. The person who wants to make a sentence has to identify who or what he's talking about.
Identify,
My bicycle.
Now, in the second part of the code, he has to give some information about the subject. Tell whatever it is he wants to say about the subject.
repeat identification.
My bicycle.
Information, information. What about your bicycle?
Needs the gear shift fixed.
Period.
I think I see how it works now. May I try it?
Go ahead.
I'll just tell her to let me in.
Identify.
Me.
Negative, negative. You cannot enter. Reason, baby talk.
I can't get in. Well, I want it in.
Then why didn't you say, I want in? You gave your subject as me. Me want in. That's baby talk. You better watch some more and see how it's done.
Identify.
The man upstairs
Information. What about the man upstairs?
told me to report down here.
Period. You may enter in a moment. Identification.
You
Information.
have kept me waiting.
Period.
Oh, I think I understand now. Identity is the subject I'm talking about.
Or talking to.
And information is the predicate, or simply what I want to say about the subject.
Right.
I'll try it again now. What sentence should I use?
Try old ladies on roller skates should be careful.
Identify.
Old ladies
Information.
on roller skates should be... What's the matter? What'd I do?
You identified your subject as old ladies. You weren't talking about all old ladies, were you?
No, just old ladies on roller skates.
Then that was your subject.
Identify.
Old ladies on roller skates
Information. What about old ladies on roller skates?
should be careful.
Period. You may enter.
I made it. I made it. I got... Oh, man, I can't believe it. Oh.
Hey! Hey in there! You owe me something! Oh, now that we know the two parts of a simple sentence, let's go inside and I'll show you how we use the period. This is the famous artist, Rembrandt von Icke. He will now show us how the period is made. That's it. Thank you. Once we have mastered the technique of drawing the period, and we have a large number of periods on hand, the question arises, what do we do with them? We can use them as doorstops. The door stood open. Period. We can also use them as traffic stops. The traffic came to a halt. Period. I wish you would stop watching me. Period. A period is a stop mark which we use at the end of a statement or command. I'll show you why we use periods. All messages that we send to other people are made up of a series of separate thoughts. Here we see smoke signals rising from a distant mountain. A long thought, a smaller thought, followed by another long thought and a short thought. And all of these separate thoughts add up to the message being sent. In a similar way, thoughts arise in the mind, one after another. And we express each thought separately in what we call sentences. Looked at this way, it's easy to tell where one thought ends and another begins, and we can read the whole message without confusion. In writing these sentences, we set them down one after another. To show that this is a completed thought, we must tell the reader to come to a stop at the end of it. We do that by putting a stop sign there, which we call a period. Then we can express the next thought, put a period, stop after that, and go on to the next one. A period tells us where each statement ends. If you leave out periods, you're inviting the reader to misunderstand you. Now, Linda is a period leaver-outer. She types all capital letters, which is bad enough, but without periods, it's disastrous. Now, she's applying for a job, and in her own mind, she knows exactly what she's saying.
Dear manager, I would like to apply for a job with your company. For 2 summers, I have been employed as a sales clerk for the Jones store. I sold nothing that I did not take pride in. I'm sure it will be the same if I work for you.
But when the prospective employer reads the letter, she doesn't know where one thought ends and another begins, so she guesses where the periods go.
Dear manager, I would like to apply for a job with your company for 2 summers. I have been employed. As a sales clerk for the Jones store, I sold nothing. That I did not take pride in. I'm sure it will be the same if I work for you.
To show you how periods in the right places make a big difference, I'll show you the punctuation that gets one safely through this door. The water is there for others. There should be no water spilled on me. Let the water fall at the right time.
The water is there. For others, there should be no water spilled. On me, let the water fall at the right time.
That's why we say anybody who can't use periods correctly must be all wet. If the person who wrote these instructions had put periods after each completed sentence, there would have been no confusion. If Linda had separated her thoughts with periods, she might have a job today. There's only one secret to using periods correctly. You must learn to recognize a sentence. Period. Oh, I almost forgot. There are 2 kinds of periods, plain and fancy. The fancy one we call exclamation point. Wow! Pow! Exclamation point! We rarely use the exclamation point except in writing speech. You don't just put it after a sentence to make the sentence seem important. It doesn't work that way, because the exclamation point signifies very strong feeling. We use it to show that we're yelling or excited or angry. For instance, wow! Hey, you! Stop that! Now, this man, calm, relaxed. From his attitude, we know that most of his statements will be followed by a plain period. But look at this one. She gets excited. These 2 illustrations demonstrate the difference. He says, look at me, period. I'm sitting here speaking calmly, period. But this one, she says, hey, exclamation point. Look at me, exclamation point. I'm dancing, exclamation point. I'm dancing, exclamation point. Do you see the difference? Remember, for most statements or commands, even important ones, period. But for great anger or excitement, exclamation point. Oh, we better hurry. Here's our bus. I think someone's listening. Actually, these are the only other kind of sentence stoppers we have. We have periods, exclamation points, and ears. When do we use them? We only put an ear after a sentence that is listening for an answer. What kind of sentences listen for an answer? Can you guess? What kind of sentences listen for an answer? Sentences that ask a direct question. That's why we call the ear a question mark. So whenever you write a sentence that asks a direct question, draw a little ear at the end of it with a period under it. Now, anybody can tell that this is a sentence that is listening for an answer. Really, there are only two kinds of sentences we can write. Either we're telling something or we're asking something. If we're telling something, we're either doing it calmly or excitedly. And if we are asking something, the sentence is listening for an answer. There's no other way to end a complete sentence. These three are all the sentence stoppers we have. Here are three unpunctuated sentences. Are you listening? I think so. You are not. Using all of our three stoppers, how would you end each sentence? I do hope you're not afraid to figure this out.
Oof. That was rough. There's scenes that I really like in that the girl kind of gatekeeper who is interviewing people that are on a screen to whether or not let them in, and then there's that weird futuristic font. I was like, that scene I'd love, but oh boy. Did it really make the point that it was trying to make? I doubt it. Kids were probably so bored by it that they were like, no. All right, Burgess Meredith. What an amazing, diverse actor. You know, his just on television and movies. And, you know, he played the Penguin on Batman. He played Rocky's trainer on, I think, 2 of the movies. And he's also Puff the Magic Dragon.
Are you scared? You're not scared? Well, I didn't try very hard. You think you're brave, do you? Let's see how brave you really are. I'm going to take you into a world that scares some people to pieces. Here it is, the world of punctuation. Oh, punctuation.
magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Annalee.
Lunchtime. Homework. My favorite. Arithmetic? Ketchup goes well with lower mathematics. A bite of geography with mustard. And I'll wash it down with some geometry juice. Don't you think it's odd that I, a dragon, should eat homework for lunch? Of course it's odd, for it never happened. It was a falsehood, a canard, a prevarication. Oh, why beat about the bush? It was a silly lie, told by a little girl named Sandy.
This dragon, he stole my homework, and he took it under a tree and ate it with ketchup and mustard. And that's why I don't have any to show you.
Sandy was unique, for she had an imagination as magical as my smoke rings. Fantastic stories and songs would bubble from her brain, bounce from her mouth, and delight the world about her. Then, one day, something in Sandy's life changed. From that point on, she told many foolish lies, all day long to everyone for any reason. She lied to her father on weekends.
Gee, Sandy, next Wednesday's a special day for you.
My birthday!
That's right, honey. And what do you want for your birthday? A bicycle? Or a microscope?
Nothing like that. Dad, I want to have you and Mom, both of you, take me to, Mount Everest, right to the top.
Huh?
They've got special snow there that'll cure my freckles.
You don't have any freckles.
Sure I do. They're invisible.
And at home, she sometimes lied to her mother.
Sandy, did you wash the dishes as you promised?
No, Mom. You see, this great scientist, he just announced that washing dishes makes the germs grow. And if you want to stay healthy, you ought to keep the dishes dirty.
And she also lied to her friends at school.
Strike 3. You're out.
Out? Haven't you heard? Congress just passed a law. You get 4 strikes now.
You're not only out, you're benched.
Oh, gee.
And soon Sandy had lost all of her friends, except for one.
And this famous impresario said is going to make me the star of the Russian ballet. You believe me, don't you?
Mm-mm.
Anything I say?
Mm-mm.
Want to chase your ball? I know Mom said we should only play outside, but she changed her mind. Fetch. Plastic lamp. It was Muggs. I tried to stop him, but he jumped around and knocked the lamp.
Oh, Muggs, I'm sorry, but you're just too big to keep in town. We'll have to give you back to Aunt Clara. And Sandy, you can see Muggs during the summer, honey.
You wait and see. I'm gonna call the Marines to get you back. You believe me, don't you? You believe anything.
Sandy, the most confusing, confounding bundle of contradictions ever to need a magic dragon. To help her, I had to take her on a long magic journey. You'll see.
Hey!
I beg your pardon. Did you just see a dragon float by in a balloon?
Sure, you.
Ah, what a relief. For a moment, I thought you were imagining me.
Who are you?
Don't you remember me? I ate your homework.
But that was just a story. I made you up.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just one of my fibs, I can make you go away. Go away.
Am I still here?
Uh-huh.
Oh, then I suppose I'm not just one of your fibs.
I gotta go.
Why?
I've gotten, an important appointment with the Queen of France.
You have? Well, you've got all the time in the world for appointments.
How do you know?
My magic timepiece. I've stopped the clock twixt the tick and the tock. We can go anywhere, do anything. And when we return, not 1 second will be lost.
Go away.
No way.
I'm warning you. You better run for it because there's this big earthquake coming and the ground will just swallow us up.
If you say so.
What's that?
Your earthquake, I assume.
Beyond the rainbow's time and space, our friends are falling through to a tunnel in a land beyond the clouds of pink and blue.
Where are we?
A long way from your house, I'm sure.
I don't want to go back there anyway.
Why not?
'Cause my house is broken in 2 pieces. All the pipes are squirting and the wires are going fizz.
Good gracious. Fizz, you say?
Puff, I wish I knew where we were.
I believe that this rather dismal archipelago is the land of the living lies.
The land of the living lies. Where lives do go when ye world finds them out. Sounds great. Where you don't have to tell the truth and the folks really appreciate a good lie. Look, a little boy.
Wolf! Wolf! A wolf! Beware the wolf! Wolf!
What's wrong with him? Can't he see you're a dragon?
Must be the boy who cried wolf. All the famous liars live here. And just look who's waiting to welcome us to the land of the living lies. Baron Munchausen himself, the world's greatest liar.
Welcome, fellow liar.
Seems like a wonderful place, sir.
How dare you call it wonderful?
What's wrong with wonderful?
It's an insult. In this land, everyone lies. If you say it's wonderful, you must believe it's terrible.
It is. It's a terrible place. It's awful. Yuck!
Oh, that's better. Enjoy your stay here. Feel free to wander hither and yon. The climate is beautiful. It never rains here.
I want to get out of here.
Oh, why don't you ask the Baron's permission and see what happens?
He's the kind you have to trick. Leave everything to me. Baron Munchausen. See, I'm this great brain surgeon, and this king is very sick, and I'm the only one who can put the Band-Aid on his brain. So I have to leave, okay?
Oh, you may leave anytime you wish.
Really? You mean that? Now?
Now is not any time. Now is a specific time. Find a time that is not specific, and you may be on your way.
Oh, Puff.
You've met the master.
Those were mean lies. He's awful.
True, 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 but you tried to trick him first.
Oh. Puff, look.
That is the famous purple cow that no one has ever seen.
The pink elephant?
That some see too often.
Who's that?
Kilroy, who always was there and never was anywhere.
And that magician's rabbit?
Who seems to, but never does, live in a hat.
Puff, those are silly lies.
No, those are fanciful lies. And harmless fantasies, okay? And fun. I mean, I'm part fantasy.
You mean that part is okay?
Uh-huh.
Aw, Puff, how can you tell the difference between a real lie and a fantasy kind of one?
Well, a fanciful lie is hard to explain. It starts in your heart and bubbles your brain. It wiggles your ears and away it goes. Then it comes right back and tickles your toes. It makes you feel kind of song and dancy. It's more than a lie. It's a wonderful fancy. When a dragon becomes a birthday cake and a little girl a tree. When the sky becomes a parachute and the earth's a cup of tea. When the upside down is really, really up and you've set the flowers free, then it's part of all the wonderment of what the world can be.
When an ice cream bar is a monument
And a glass holds all the sea.
when the snowflake becomes a jungle gym
And the moon's a tiny bee. When the inside out is really, really in and the unicorn set free,
then it's part of all the wonderment
of what the world can be. We can see the world as it really is, or build a fantasy. We can dream a dream through a puff of smoke, and someday it might be, it might be. When a giant becomes a jelly bean,
and a sword turns into a snail
when a church mouse becomes a chimpanzee,
and a puddle turns into a pail
when the tippy tippy top is at the bottom of it all and the kites are all set free, then it's part of all the wonderment of what the world can be. Oh, it's part of all the wonderment of what the world can be. Please don't eat the flowers. Please don't pick the apples.
I don't see any apples or flowers.
I'm a flower. I'm a pretty petunia.
It's very confusing.
Oh, yes, it's just terrible. Take me away from here. Pick me, please.
Aw, poor little thing. We'll take care of you.
Thief, thief! Oh, she's picking the apples.
But you're...
She's an apple. We petunias know apples from pumpkins.
That's the silliest thing I ever heard.
You're eating me. You're eating the flowers.
But I was just talking.
Oh, help! Police!
Police! Police!
Aha! Picking apples, eating flowers, eh?
But, officer,
You can't do that.
I didn't.
You're under arrest.
You're just a little wooden boy, a marionette.
Nonsense. I'm a police officer.
Puff, he's...
Pinocchio. Where else would he live?
This way.
Send her to the caverns.
To the caverns.
Oh, Puff, we're just getting in deeper and deeper. This looks like a courtroom.
I guess you're on trial. And here comes the jury.
All liars.
Oh, yes. First comes the social lie.
I'd love to come to your birthday party, but I have a bad cold. Ka-choo!
Then the tall tale.
We grow melons so big. How big are they? Well, we can use the shells for swimming pools.
Oops, who is this?
Bubblegum cures warts.
The meaningless lie. Next, the vicious lie.
Tommy wears T-shirts with torn tails. Pass it on. Ha ha ha.
Puff, I'm really scared.
Ooh, here comes the judge. The monstrous lie.
Raise your left hand.
Who's he?
The bailiff. Barefaced lie.
You promise not to tell the truth, the half-truth, and everything but the truth?
Little girl, isn't it true you zip the zapper when you snip the snoo? Hmm?
I can't understand him.
Because he's the prosecuting attorney. A genuine flim-flam.
And furthermore, you frightened the flip by frying the frisbee. Ah, and therefore I put the case that all the while the fluster flittered, your velocipede matriculated
you?
I don't know.
She admits it. Guilty, 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 Sandy, guilty, Sandy.
No, go away. I didn't do it. He did it. He confessed. He's the one who's guilty. He did it.
Oh, Sandy, you can't mean that.
You did. You know you did.
Guilty dragon, guilty dragon, guilty dragon, guilty dragon, guilty dragon, guilty dragon.
A dragon's magic lasts as long as children's love is there. Puff's dragon eyes are filled with tears. Oh, Sandy, show us you still care.
They said I could see you one last time.
Well, here I am.
You wait and see. I'm gonna call them readings and set you free. Do your magic and get us out of here. The way you did before with the earthquake and all.
I can. My magic is gone until you tell the whole truth.
Puff, I'm sorry, and that's the truth.
You live here now?
I don't want to leave. I want to go home.
Really?
Yeah, but I can't. I told you about my house.
Oh, yes, it's all broken with squirting water pipes.
It's not broken that way. Why are they growling?
That was an important truth. They don't like it at all.
Important?
Finish what you started to tell me, please. How is your house broken?
I can't. Not now. Some other time.
Sandy, if you don't tell the truth now, this is the last time I'll ever be able to see you.
Well,
How is it broken, child?
it's my folks. Mom lives in one place and Dad another.
Stop her.
Is it because of what happened to your mom and dad that you're telling these lies?
Yeah. Lies are better than the truth when the truth is, it was all my fault.
Little girl, you can't really believe that.
It's true. I thought about it a lot. I thought, and finally I figured it out. I caused it to happen. Why aren't they happy again?
Because you just told a whopper.
I didn't lie to you.
Not to me, dear. To yourself. You told the worst kind of a lie there is, maybe. The lie of self-deception. If you believe that, you'll be here forever.
But I did it. My folks, they're all smashed up.
They're not smashed. Broken people can't show love.
Love?
They still love you, don't they?
And they couldn't love me if they were broken, and they wouldn't if I was the one who broke them. But they do, and that's the truth.
Huh? And what else is the truth?
The truth is, it wasn't my fault at all. And I feel so good now.
Atta girl.
Just say the words that you've got to say, and the walls come a-tumbling down. Just realize that you're really okay, and the walls come a-tumbling down. You don't have to try to fool the world anymore, and the walls come a-tumbling down.
Puff, now I know what we came here for. And the walls come a-tumbling down.
Sing out the truth, say what is real, and the walls come a-tumbling down.
Now I know how good that freedom feels, and the walls come a-tumbling down. Just look at those lies that built that wall, and the walls come a-tumbling down.
Just yell out the truth, and they're bound to fall.
And the walls come a-tumbling down.
Lies are good. You have nothing to fear.
And the walls come a-tumbling down. You don't scare me 'cause I don't belong here. And the walls come a-tumbling down.
Sing out the truth, say what is real, and the walls come a-tumbling down. Now we know how good that freedom feels, and
the walls come a-tumbling down.
Dribble sharp, yarks clear.
And the walls come a-tumbling down. Gribble yourself, we're leaving here. And the walls come a-tumbling down.
Take off your mask.
Be who you are. And the walls come a-tumbling down.
Dream your dream and wish on your star.
And the walls come a-tumbling
Another earthquake.
Nope, a truthquake.
Wait a minute. Let me... It works again. Jump.
Puff, what happened to the land of the living lies?
The truth set us free. Ta-ta-da-dum-pum. Boom, boom. And now I must start time a-cranking again, and you have got to get home.
Will you be there when time starts up again?
No, Sandy. But you can think me up or write me down. And I certainly hope you do. There's no need to waste that wonderful imagination of yours on a lot of silly lies. Hmm?
Thank you, Puff. Puff, I'm gonna miss you.
Well, there'll be other friends to take my place. And now, to start, alas, the magic clock and move once more from tick to tock.
Muggs, you came home. Puff made it happen. Mom, I told a lie. Muggs didn't break the lamp, I did. And that's the truth.
Thank you, Sandy.
I'll get it. Dad!
Happy birthday, Sandy.
A microscope. That is what I really wanted. Come on, Muggs. Let's go do those dishes. Once upon a time, there was a magic dragon, and he just loved to eat homework.
Arithmetic? Ketchup goes well with lower mathematics. That book she's writing is sure to be a classic.
All right. Yeah. So in the comments, you identified that this was played. This is a primetime special. I have the precursor to this, which is just Puff the Magic Dragon, which I believe features Jackie Paper. But this one is Sandy, who is a filthy, filthy liar. And what's not clear, I missed it. Are her parents divorced? Because at the end, the doorbell rings, and it's the dad that comes in, and it's like, here, happy birthday. It's like, wait, why'd you ring the doorbell if you live there? So I missed that. Was that a subtext, a sign of the times? Not sure. Am I going to show Puff and the Incredible Mr. Nobody? I don't know if I have that. I might. But this popped up because you see it was Perspective Films that released this or distributed it. And Perspective Films was owned by Coronet. And so we're scanning films and we run across these occasionally. So there you go. Anyways, thanks for watching today. We'll be back again tomorrow on Wednesday and we'll watch more films. Everybody have a great rest of your day. And stop that period. Period, stop that. I said it wrong before. I said stop that period and then period that stop. But no, it's period stop that. Yeah. Thanks, Centron. Take care.